Today on DTV, our main story is the UAW strike and how it is affecting community members right here in Davison. How one family's unexpected journey brought them closer together. And we get an inside look of the 2023 Davison football team. DTV News starts right now. $25,000 UAW workers across the nation are currently on strike. Two plants are right here in Genesee County. Good afternoon, Davison. DTV's Montana Arms joins us in the studio now. Montana, you had the opportunity to talk to a local man whose family has been affected by this strike?
Yes, Michaela. Craig Simpson of Davison says that this strike has been hard on him and his family, but he knows they cannot continue to deal this substandard treatment anymore. United Auto Workers and their supporters stand outside the General Motors Davison Road Processing Center fighting for better wages.
No one wants to go on strike. Yes, we have a strike fund, and yes, we're going to get paid by the UAW, but it's not our full wage.
Craig Simpson lives in Davison and has worked for GM for over 17 years. He says this strike has been hard on him and his family.
So we're taking a hit, and a lot of us have families, we got kids, and most of us would prefer to be in there working right now. But it's a matter of how long are we going to keep maintaining this substandard pay, this substandard treatment.
The UAW is seeking higher raises and better benefits, pointing to CEO pay raises and profits that the big three automakers, Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis, have gained over the years. They also want to get back concessions given up during the economic crisis in 2008. For the first time ever, UAW workers are striking at all three U.S. companies at the same time, which is led by the new UAW president, Shawn Fain.
They want to scare the American people into thinking that auto workers are the problem. We're not the problem. Corporate greed is the problem.
I've been in the UAW 17 years, and we haven't had a president that has really made you feel like he's going to bat for the membership, that he's actually taken a hardline stance with these companies. Here's a guy who was elected by the membership, the first time they've done that ever, and he's saying, no, we're not going to do this anymore.
13,000 workers had walked out when the union went on strike on September 15th. As of October 3rd, the numbers went up tremendously to 25,000 workers when they couldn't reach agreement on the new contracts with the companies. In a statement from Mary Barra, CEO of General Motors, she says it's clear Shawn Fain wants to make history for himself. Serious bargaining happened at the table, not in public, with two parties who are willing to roll up their sleeves to get a deal done. The UAW is putting the companies against one another, but it's a strategy that ultimately only helps the non-union competition. The two sides seem to be far apart on a new contract, and this leaves the workers on the picket line to have mixed feelings.
It's a little scary, though. It is a little scary. For, like I said, 17 years, I've been seeing the same thing, maintaining the status quo. Now you got somebody shaking it up. It is a little scary, but I'm optimistic.
The Kelly family's lives changed forever once they found out their son had a rare condition, but the difficulties that come with his condition have been a blessing in disguise. I have a special connection to this family. Bubby is my cousin, and this is their story.
Being a parent can be difficult at times. For Bubby and his whole family, difficulty is their daily norm.
Lifting him and transitioning him from his wheelchair to his bed, or the floor to his wheelchair, or, the bath chair. Any of those things, just moving him in general is a little bit difficult.
Bubby, the family nickname for Patrick, was born June 7, 2010 with a rare syndrome called PKS that affects only 300 people in the U.S. This condition prevents Bubby to talk or walk on his own.
He had lower set ears, wide set eyes, his hair wasn't growing in. So we went to a geneticist and they were like, I think he has something called Palliser-Killian syndrome.
After finding out about the news, their lives changed forever.
I don't even remember. It's one of those things that just kind of fades because we were living in a fog for 6 or 8 months.
Watching Bubby grow up is tough for Tim and Annie emotionally.
Seeing other kids meet milestones that are at the same age as him, that's still hard. Like his birthday is hard. When I see kids that are his age and I'm like, oh, that's what he should be doing.
In the physical aspect, is just as hard.
And moving him into the bath, moving him back out of the bath, into his chair, out of his chair, into the car, out of the car, feeding him everywhere, moving him on the floor, moving him on the couch. It's getting tougher, but we'll figure it out.
On top of all the rigorous day-to-day responsibilities, they hit even more challenges along the way.
He's had his heart repaired. He's had his intestines repaired. He has physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, vision therapy.
But through the obstacles, Annie relies on her husband, Tim Kelly, for support every step of the way.
Having a good partner and having the humor and we balance each other out. When I'm down, he kind of picks me up and vice versa. So that's helpful.
It doesn't just take two people for support. It takes a whole village that has the same hardships as the Kelly family.
When we go to our conferences with these families every other year, hanging out and just you feel like you're at home and not being judged. And
the biggest support has come from Bubby's extended family. His life has brought the family genuine love and a closer bond like no other.
When we go somewhere, it's kind of a break for us because we have so many people that are like wanting to be on the floor with him or feed him or change him or, we both have very supportive parents, very supportive siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody loves him. So that part is amazing. Like, we're pretty lucky in that sense.
For the entire family, Bubby's condition has weighed heavy on their shoulders, but at the same time, it's a blessing in disguise.
He filled a void in our life when we lost someone very dear to us. He's brought so much love to our family, unconditional love to our family.
And in return, the whole family strives to give Bubby a normal life. He is always the center of attention at family gatherings, and there's never a moment where Bubby isn't included with everything. His condition has changed the family for the better, but his presence has linked them together forever.
The long-awaited opening of the DHS West entrance is here. This project was added to the school bond back in 2020. A new security office and attendance office have been added to the west entrance. Students that park in the west parking lot will use this entrance. Any visitors will also enter here and check in with security.
Part of the project was also repairing the road that connects the west entrance to Alger Drive. Many of you may have noticed this morning as you arrived at school that the road is also finally finished. This should help cut down on traffic congestion before and after school. Drive safe.
Esports is looking for members for 2 of their teams. The Rocket League team still needs 3 to 5 more players, and the Overwatch team needs 4 to 6 players. League dues are $45 and will cover any games you want to play. If you want to get your very own esports t-shirt, it is an additional $15. See Coach Bala in the Cobra office or email him at jbala@davisonschools.org for more information.
Coming up, we get an inside look of what the Cardinals football team has in store for this season.
Plus, these 80-degree days are crushing my fall vibes. Caleb tells us when fall lovers could get their cooler temps.
Since Davison football has been off to a hot start, DTV went behind the scenes to bring you Junkyard Dogs. Take a look.
Football in Davison has always been a tradition. For the first time, we see behind the scenes.
Why wouldn't you insert? Oh, what is that?
With the new year comes new faces. One of those guys happens to be junior Hamity transfer, Warren Kane.
I'll tell you what, you wouldn't tell that he was never playing D1 football before this. I mean, give the ball to him, he's going to catch it. Especially as the year goes on, he's going to develop more, he's going to have more confidence in himself. Bro, what?
When adjusting to a new team, challenges are sure to come.
He gets down on himself a little bit, but I mean, you just got to bring him back up.
The guy throwing to Warren, well, that's new starting QB, Sawyer Glennie.
Good job, Bray.
After 2 years backing up other QBs, it's his time for the spotlight.
job using your body.
Sawyer's great, man. He's special. He's crazy in the head, but he's a great player. I think he should control the offense this year. He's a big part of the offense. He can run. He's mobile. We can run a lot of options more often. He's able to get out the pocket even when something's dead. He can make plays outside of the pocket. He can get outside the pocket, run, anything. So you know, he's a big. I'm not gonna say upgrade because Billy was great, but you know, he's at that tier level of Billy that was last year.
All right, guys, I'm parched.
While he commands the offense, he also likes to have a little laugh.
Does it get boring ever? Like when you're not coaching, just sitting around? Warren, say something.
Are you from Tennessee?
Because you're the only.
Tennessee.
Gart's life is literally being here. He does not go home a lot. Dad, we want you home.
The other side of the ball is no joke. Davison has some D1 talent in Miami of Ohio commit Carter Harriman. Put the ball in his hands and he guarantees a big play.
Man, Carter, he flies around, reads his keys real well. He's just constantly on the ball. I mean, honestly, nobody better to do it. He's our general on defense. Pretty much tells everybody what to do. He's big into that smash mouth, blue collar kind of ball.
The Cards are poised to have a big year and are hungry to relive the glory of their 2019 championship season.
The Davison football team traveled up to Saginaw Heritage on the 15th for the first SVLC game of the season, and they did not disappoint. Let's move our way into sports. Starting off quick, Sawyer Glennie fakes the handoff, scans the field and finds the most dangerous man on the field, A.J. Hill, coming out of the backfield, running down the sidelines to get his very first score of the game. Don't worry, you'll hear his name again. Game is all tied up, and once again, the man who had over 300 yards, A.J. makes his way into the end zone easy to put more points on the board for the Davison Cardinals tonight. This game was a dogfight in the first half with Heritage QB Ethan Mason dropping a dime to Miami of Ohio commit Braylon Isom to even the score once again. This kid went off. Sadly for the Hawks, so did junior receiver Braylon Naves getting 2 touchdowns this game. Davison ended up walking away with a big 37-22 dub and moved on to 4-0 on the season. Keep it up, guys. The Lady Cards volleyball team went up against their best SVO opponent, the Mount Pleasant Oilers. In the first set, the Oilers pulled ahead and the Cards were just barely holding on, but they started to creep up on the Oilers. In the end, it left the score 25-21 Mount Pleasant. The second set, however, was in Davison's favor, with the Cards turning up the heat and ending at 25-19. The third set was a roller coaster going back and forth the entire set, but one slip up by the Oilers caused the Cardinals to get that 1 point they needed, bumping them up to 25-19. They also won the last set to take the dub. Amazing job, ladies. Let's take a look at where our athletes will be heading this week. Today, the boys soccer team will be staying home to face off with SVL rivals Grand Blanc at 6:45. Tomorrow is jam-packed with sports, so don't blink. The girls golf team will be at the SVL League Championship at the Fortress bright and early at 9 a.m. Then the boys varsity tennis team will be heading to Bay City Western for a league match at 4. To end the night off, the girls volleyball team will be at Powers Catholic to take on the Chargers at 7. Good luck to all the athletes competing. It feels more like summer right now than fall. Caleb, how does the rest of the week look?
It may be hot and sunny right now, but enjoy it while you can because it's not going to last long. As we take a look behind me, you can obviously see a ton of high temps, 82, 85, not the usual fall temps that you would expect. Going later into the week, we're going to get some cloudy and a little bit of rain going into Thursday, 69 degrees. It is a nice cool down, but it is still not those fall temps we're used to. And then as we take a look at a time lapse from last night, as you can see behind me, there are some small bits of fog kind of on the floor, on the ground right there, and then as we slowly go into later in the day, we see that sun rise out and show that green grass and that beautiful blue sky. Slowly go over the set outside, the press box, and then slowly throughout the day just kind of fade into the side over there as it goes into sunset. And we have some storms kind of in the Ontario area, right below us too, also in Ohio, coming towards us. But the thing is, it won't be the reason for that upcoming gloomy weather, and it is absolutely gorgeous, so make sure you enjoy that while it lasts. I'll send things back to the desk.
Twitter, Facebook, and more. DTV has it all for you at the click of a button. From the sideline of your favorite sport to the hallways of DHS to the news desk, we cover it all on our social media pages. DTV makes it easy for you to stay in the know on the go. For a list of all of our social media handles, check out our website at dtvnews.org.
So, in honor of football season, what's your guys' favorite song that plays at Cardinal Stadium? I mean, mine is Party in the USA, 100%.
It has to be Party in the USA. Every single time, everybody's bumping to that. Me and Mason up in the announcer booth, always bumping.
I personally cannot stand Party in the USA, so I'm going to say Jump Around.
That was just an unvalid opinion right there, because Party in the USA is the most iconic song when it comes to the student section.
Yes.
No argument. Thank you. Anyways, we're going to toss things over to The Nest, a video of The Nest, where they sing Party in the USA.
Picture number 9, Katie.